I'm making a Metroidvania based on a secret underground research facility where everything has escaped and is threatening to overtake the world. We've been working on creating a playable demo to release on Itch and Steam, and we've added a lot already, like a character with a state machine, combat, and bosses. Like this guy, still not really sure what he's going to be. Obviously, we don't have any art yet, but last week our goal was to finish off implementing the dialogue manager into the project and set up a light quest system. We got a little bit distracted with UI and polishing that up, but in the end we were able to create a very basic quest mission manager. While we aren't going to have basic missions like kill 5 of everything,
Me not that kind of orc.
I still just need to create a system where I can give little tasks and sort of use them to gently guide the player along as they go. So what's the plan this week? We need to develop a map tool. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean I'm lazy. And while I could draw a map, I don't really want to. And I know I can take the tile map and translate it into other mediums, like I did with taking the tile map and converting it to a grid map. Every Metroidvania has a little map to consult that is revealed as you explore the world, and I think I can take our current 3-room and build a mini-map from the tile data. And then we can fill out this menu that is currently just saying map here, which I definitely can't leave in the demo. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And if you're on Twitch, give us a follow. We're streaming development Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, 6 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully, I will see you there. Hey, how's it going? I cut that early. Whoops. Welcome to the stream. It's Make Game Monday, and we're making our game. Excuse me. Okay, so I just wanted to follow up on one thing from yesterday. We were struggling with the dialogue manager, which is a tool, which is an add-on, a really good one, and I couldn't figure out how to get my variables to show up and be recognized by dialogue manager. So like when we get given a task or a mission or a quest or whatever you want to call it, this do here, we wanted to emit a signal for mission given and emit the mission, which is like a local variable, and also check if it's completed. And that was a major hurdle at the time. Turns out there's an extra variable that you just pass in to the function call. You just pass yourself in there. Super easy. And also I can pass the player because I have access to that. So give the player a reward, I guess. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. Like, what do you get? I guess I can delete that. Okay. So there's that. Now we are starting to look at the map because we don't have a map, and it's kind of weird that we don't have a map, especially like people kind of expect it. Where's the game? So we'll run this. And let's hope that nothing is broken, but if we look at the map menu, a map will go here, and we should probably have something here. I think it will be pretty easy to add something, like I said in the intro. It should just be a matter of like getting the tile map and making an image or even another tile map that can be displayed here. Like, I was thinking about it last night. I was like, why can't this just be another tile map? And then I can actually use the grid position of the player to like say where you are. But like, I guess I would need to break it down. So if I look at the level that we're working on here, facility. So if you think about like, say like Metroid and how they've got like the squares, you would break up like each area into like little squares, probably like the same size as the world, I guess. And that is 180, right? Designed pixel height, so there'd be like 180 by 180. I don't know how many, is that divisible by 16? Probably is, right? No, it's not. What about 8? It's gotta be divisible by 8, right? Nope, okay. It's kind of cringe. Because that's like, that would be a perfect square. I don't know then. what shall it be? I guess let's just see if we can start translating the, because there's two things that I think I need to do. Like if I'm going to build like a map programmatically, I think I need to go through the level. So I need to open the level in a tool script, and I need to look at the tile map, which is under the navigation 2D tile map layer 2. So I probably need to create a group, but for that, and then I am kind of curious, even not 3D, how are we able to just pull this if I saved the tile set? Like, does the canvas get saved alongside it? Like what's being displayed, or is it just this stuff like patterns? Drag and drop and paste tile map selection here to store a pattern. So maybe I could store the patterns and just iterate over those. Maybe. So I don't know. See how it selected that? Just move the entire thing. Drag and drop or paste tile map selections here to store the pattern. Okay, so that becomes a pattern. So I can get the patterns. If I save the world as a pattern, I wonder... And if I... Is that in the tile set or is it in the tile map? This is in tile map, not tile set. If I save them all as scenes, I'm trying to just think of like, what's the easiest way for me to access this? And then like, try to figure out what I can even do with it afterwards. So we would look for basically the empty space, I think would be the way to go. But then we also need to take into account like, say like blocked areas like this, which is a different tile map. But if we're doing like a Metroid style, like just grid, I don't think that's too much of an issue. We'll worry about that later. Too much stuff in the background. It's hard for me to see what's going on. Automatically replace tiles with proxies. So I can like paint that now, eh? How does that work? I don't know. I don't know how patterns work. Where's the documentation? Tile map data. Packed byte array. Okay, tile set. The tile set. Tile layout, tile offset, tile size, UV clipping. Where's pattern in this? Add pattern. Tile map pattern. Get pattern. Right, okay, so if I save the tile set, I can get the pattern. And then I should be able to, but this thing is like, even if I do that, I need to know like how they're connected. You know what I mean? Because like contextually, if I just save all the tile sets, I'm not really going to know that off rip. I'm going to need to actually, like, I'm better off creating a group, right? Well, I've got a group for the doors already. So if I access the level, I can grab the tile map and then, yeah, and groups probably make more sense anyway, because like I can add all the tile maps that I care about. So like the background tile map, I could probably even delete that. It's not necessary, but I can grab the doors as well. And I can also grab the obstacles, because not the obstacles. Secrets, yeah, these have tile maps on them as well. I don't know how I get to them. That is, I guess if I'm I just add these to the group and then I'd just be able to find them in the scene tree, I guess. But that's a whole other thing. And then maybe I don't need to access the pattern, but I can just access the data directly. Maybe. This is going to be a pretty challenging project. And then I need to redraw it, which is the next thing, right? Because like it's one thing to have that, and then, but I want to like say make it a simple version of it where it's just like squares, like that's hard as well. Yes. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look at that. I guess I could create a new scene to actually build this map up. Close this shop. Mission menu, in-game menu. Please interface. Close all of this. Don't need it anymore. Game state we can probably keep, and the player we can probably keep. Okay, so it'll be a control node, I'd say. And yeah. Starting to regret the dual stream to like a tool version, because it's just like literally this section here. So stupid. I don't have any control over where that goes either. It's just the center of the screen. I wonder if there's a way that you can adjust that. Vertical live streams. When your live stream is vertical, viewers on mobile now and have full screen viewing experience, then watch it. On a computer, get rid of that. Dual stream. You can't remove the vertical. When you choose this setting with the auto option, it will be at the center crop. Okay, when you choose this setting with the auto option, no, more cropping options for vertical layers will come in future updates. Okay, great. Later, they said. Later. So now you just see code, and it's probably going to kill my views. All right, that's fine. Let's just vibe then. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna call this like map tool. Map. I don't actually know if this is going to be the thing that displays it or just the thing that gets it and helps me build it. I'm actually not too sure. However, I really don't know. Do I do it with a tile map and then recreate it? NA9er. A Niner? Hello. I think I saw you before. Okay, yeah, inherits control, that's fine, map. Let's save this under scripts. I want to create a new folder called tools and a new folder called map maker. I should call this mini map maker so I don't get confused. Mini map. Oh, the camels, yeah. How's it going? Welcome back. Mini map creator. Mini map. Okay. So this is going to be a tool. And we'll give it a class name. Yeah, that's good. Class name. We're trying to make a minimap tool. I'm not really sure exactly how it's going to pan out. This might take a long time because a lot of time when I'm doing these tools, it's like I have no idea, and it's just a matter of like reading the documentation and sort of discovering what can and can't be done. We're out here on the fringes of Godot, probing what is possible. Class name, mini map tool, I guess. I don't know. Let's save the scene. Can you please lower the music a bit? Yeah, for sure, dude. I can never tell on my end because I can barely hear it myself. Am I going to use another camera? No. What I plan to do is actually just log the position on the tile map. So I can know where the player is in relation to the world from the tile map, and then I can probably translate that to this tool, which is probably also going to be a tile map, rather than just creating like a zoomed out view, because it's going to be simpler than that. But we'll see. Scenes. Let's create another thing. Cool tools. Minimap. Make a... Okay. We'll see. It might not be simple. Because if you do a zoomed out trick, then you really just need to... You don't have to draw anything new. That's going to be the challenge here. Drawing something from what's there. So first, we're going to need to get access to the file, I think. So let's just start with test file. So path, level path, and this will just be a string name, right? And that should be all. And then let's just see if we can grab the tile map from that and see what we can do with it. So we get the level tile map. And it's going to be a tile map layer, I think. And what we want to do is, like I was saying before, we're going to add this to a group, which is over here. Now, if we create a global group, right, and we'll call it map data, tile maps that make up the world. Okay, so we add that to that. We'll just start with this one here. And so if I access the level, can I get that? You know what I mean? Via a tool script. So let's create a function here. First of all, to open the level. Get level. And it takes a path, which is a string name. And it's going to try and return the... probably a node. By the way, my brother is watching through Discord share. He says hi. Nice. Nice. Void. We'll go void. For now. Just because it's annoying when it doesn't return anything. Okay, so var level. Now, this is different from loading something. So I guess the question is, when you're accessing things in a tool script, I don't actually know. Do we use the file to open it, or can we open it like we do in a... Like, could we load this? Could we go like, this is a node, and it's equal to load path. You know what I mean? Can I assign the value of resource to variable with level? Load path.instantiate. No, because we don't. Do we want to get instance ID? I don't actually know. Dude, how do I load something? Brain just goes to goop. Cannot assign. Yeah. Because it doesn't return it. It returns a resource from the file system located at path unless it's already. It loads as a pack scene, right? And then you relative paths are not relative to script, and then with the pack scene you can instantiate it. I guess like that's what I thought. So if this is like a pack scene. What can you do with a pack scene? Node. Can instantiate get state, instantiate pack. Get state returns the scene state representing the scene file contents. Okay. Maintains a list of resources and nodes exported and overridden properties, built-in scripts associated with the scene. They cannot be modified by a scene state, only accessed, useful for peeking into what a pack scene contains without instantiating. Okay, this seems to be what I need, which is good. This class cannot be instantiated directly, but yeah, we go pack scene.getState. Okay, so it returns a scene state. I wonder if I can get like get node count, get node groups. Okay, here we go. Get node property count, get node owner, get node name, get node instance, get node index. Doesn't really return the node though. Get connection source, get target, get connection. Like if I'm looking for that, it's probably way easier if I just save the tile set, eh? But I still need to know what's in the level. It returns a pack string. Returns a list of group names associated with the node index. It's not really going to help me. So I can't really get the node. Right. You got an idea? Hit me with it. Okay, so we get the level, and now we have the level instantiated. We could probably peek into side it. What about you save the player's position from X and Y to the tile coordinates? Yeah, I probably will do that. Something like that. What I can do basically is the player emits a signal, so I can get its global position, and then the tile map has a function within it. I'm pretty sure, at least grid maps do. I'm sure tile maps do as well. Tile map layer, where you can wonder if they've got it. Get cell alternative, get cell source, get pattern, get surrounding cells, get use cells. Local to map. Use a small version of the level tile map and just overlay the coordinates. I don't know if you get me. Yeah, I get you. Local to map is the local position, or map pattern coordinates and pattern map to local is like there's all these functions that will give you the position from the map into the global position, or not global but like local position into the map, which will give you like where it exists in on that, and then you can easily translate that, which is probably something I will do. But in order to first draw this smaller map, I need to actually know what it looks like. Because it's not going to be the same map. I don't want it to be, at least. So now that we've got that, we could probably go and get a Well, that's the level, right? We can just return level. And that returns a node. But I don't know how that behaves in the tool script. So what I want to do is create another function called get map nodes, I guess. And it's going to take a node, a level, right, which is a node. And it's going to return, we'll put void again because I'm lazy. And we're going to go map nodes, which is going to be an array, I think. And what we'll do is we'll say for I in level dot get nodes in group. Get group. What have we got here? Get is in group, get groups, remove from group, process thread group. Get nodes and resources. Get groups? No, that's not it's not what I want. There's like a function normally. I'm guessing it's like local to get. It's a scene tree, isn't it? The scene tree can do this. No. Get tree. This is the function. As group, set group. Get call group. Notify group. Get nodes in group. That's the function I'm thinking of. I'm guessing that's only available in the scene tree. Which means, yeah, scene tree is main loop. I'm not going to be able to use that. I'm going to have to loop through the nodes myself. Which is fine, I guess. For I in level dot get children. Include internal true. If I dot is in group, and what did I call the group? Map data. Then we will add it to the map nodes. Dot append I. Okay, so that should give me that, and so I return. Let's just print. Now we'll just do a print to make sure that we're on the right track and test this code. We've got an error here. Expected that. Oh yeah, I've done some bad code here. There we go. Fix that. Fix that. Easy. Okay, so let us create a button at. Let's put this above. At export. Tool button, text, get map nodes, icon string equals, I forget how to do this. My brain is not working. Here we go, grid map. There's a button up here. Whoop. Var map, tar map, export tool button, var construct map, callable construct map. Okay, so it's a callable and then you just link it to that. I understand. Get map, callable equals get map nodes. Like that? Yes. And then sometimes you have to reload the scene, so we'll reload save scenes. And we'll see what breaks. Let's see if this even works. I need to put a level path in. Copy UID. Okay, so right now that just calls this, but I actually need to, for I in level, we pass in a level. Yeah, hang on a second. Let's just create a thing called create minimap, which would be like the main function that we run. It doesn't take anything and it returns void. And that will just call get level. And I'll pass in the level path. And that actually returns something. So we're going to go get map nodes. And then we'll do this. Like so. There we go. So, and then pass that in, and that will be the callable there, and that's fine. Let's reload, save scenes. For the safety of it all. Okay, let's see what breaks. Nothing. Doesn't do anything. Okay, so unless this doesn't return anything, I guess. Does this even instantiate properly? Facility node, it does. Okay, so I'm guessing get children is no good. Print level dot get children. I'm assuming not get children. Yeah, let's just print that out. I want to see what that looks like. Okay. So it does have those, and we do hit the navigation region. But I guess even if we're doing true here, which we'd expect to see, yeah, okay, so we're not getting, I thought true meant internal. Find children, find child. Always losing my children. Get child. No, we want get children. I'm thinking some jokes here that are definitely not appropriate for the stream. Okay, so returns all children inside the array if include internal is false. Excludes internal children from the return tree. So add child's internal parameter. So then I guess like child nodes don't, like, saying include internal true doesn't automatically get like childs of childs. You know what I mean? So how do we iterate for a full scene tree? I don't know. I've never had to try that before. Google is our friend. Godot. Iterate through a full scene tree. Scanning through a whole tree operation, but like this is just in the tool. Yeah, because like scene tree like isn't this. Yeah, this is kind of an issue, eh? Just so you guys can see what I'm doing. Parent node, target node, find node. Find node, I guess I could. Recursive iteration, we don't want to use AI. It's just going to give us 4 days ago. Yeah, that's not really what we're looking for. Less obtuse way to iterate. Here we go, 4 nodes in get children. If node is in group chunk, 4 child in node get children. Yeah. This is literally what was in my head before. It's just like, I guess I could just like go through each tree. Can I use get nodes in group for your goals? That works. Yeah, but if I'm not in the scene tree. But in the future, I take a very nested approach. Instead of saying if something else, after something, do if something, if not something, return, if not something. Right. Um, I mean, that, I guess for node and get children, if not node is in group, continue, or child in. There's a lot. Nesting for loops is unavoidable, but not for nesting conditionals, giving you much more horizontal space, which is more clear for which loop the line belongs. I guess that would work, but I was just kind of hoping there'd be a way that we could do that. Anyone curious? It's also called guard clause. Interesting. I wonder if there's something else I can do. Let's have a look. Add sibling, add to group. Create tween, find child. I guess we could do find child. Get children, get groups. Would get groups work? Get index, get last window. Get node and resource, get node. Get parent, get path to. Physics process, delta time, scene tree. Get scene instance, get tree. Ah. Returns a scene tree that contains this node. If this node is not inside the tree, then it generates an error. Okay, so that is inside tree. It won't be inside a tree. Returns tree if it's currently inside a scene tree. Manages the game loop. Yeah, that's not, we're not going to be in that. Huh. Well, yeah, let's see if we can. There was a function here, get child can't get groups. Returns an array of group names the node has been added to. Nah, that's not going to work. To improve performance, the order of the group names is not guaranteed. Note this method may also return some group names that start with an underscore. Get node. Zoom method is called from the character node. Yeah, I mean, this is a lot of this is just assuming that we're running the game, which we're not. So I guess I'll go off this advice. It's only 2 years old. Child and node get group. Old. Scene tree. Full node. Iterating through all children outside of scene tree. Let's see. All children and sub-children? You have to make a recursive function, okay. That's 10 years ago! This is 10 years! Dude, Godot's old. And then 4 years later, I found a function, get all nodes, for n node and get child. Get children, if n child, get child count nodes dot append, else node append return nodes. For anyone who still needs this, hell yeah. Real Theo the Torch 4 years later. I love that shit. Like, so just some guy replying to a 10-year-old post, like 6 years later, And this is his function that does it. And then here I am 4 years after that going, yeah, okay. So I could probably modify this function to like only look at children in the groups. Okay, let's see if we can do that. Let's make this big. Okay. So we can do, sounds like the XKCD wisdom of the ancients. Yeah, it literally is. Yeah. Okay. I still think there should be a function for this. Okay, so here, this is where I start my loop. Get children. I don't need this true. And then here they go if child count is greater than 0. Right? So yeah, okay, I see this. So if n, oh well, I'm using I dot get child count is greater than 0, then nodes, where's that variable come from? Oh, this is the array, so I'm using map nodes dot append I. Well, I'm not gonna do that actually, but let's just write it out so it's here. And then I can say map nodes append array get all children n. Is that a function? Okay, well, hold up. Function get all children. Oh, it calls it within itself. Dude, that's dangerous. That's the name of the function. Oh, I don't know about that. It'll probably break the engine if I do it wrong. Get map nodes is the name of my function, and I'm passing a level, but it takes a node. So can we change this to node? And this doesn't return an array yet, which it should. Okay, so, and then else, because right now we just need to get, if we can get all the, like yeah, I can see where this is going, because if we get every single node, then we can loop through it and check. Or like once we get a better handle on what this is actually doing and make sure it works, we can actually just test if it's in that group. Okay, so map nodes dot append array get maps nodes node. That is not correct. We want to go I here, and then else map nodes append I. Right. All right, let's pray to God this doesn't break anything. I think it will. I think this will just go infinite. Stuff like this never pans out, if you know what I mean. Right. Okay. That worked. Damn, where'd it go? Dude, look at all these nodes. 201 nodes. It's definitely getting more than I need. But it's getting every single child. That's what it is. Like I'm getting the labels and everything. That's fine. Like I'm okay with that. Didn't take long at all. So what we can do, now that we can loop through everything, we can decide what to append. We can say, rather than just appending everything, we can just test. So we can say if I is in group, and then our group, which I forget the name of, if I dot, this is a node too, I should specify that. This is a node. Is in group. What's our group? Map data, I think. Append, I dot append. Oh, well, yeah, because we're saying map nodes append array. Yeah, let's just do a separate function. It's going to be way easier. Probably less efficient, but it's going to be clearer because here we're just saying append array. And we're going to get map nodes. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Will it work? I think it would. I'm super sketched out. Let's try. You know what? Actually, go back to how it was. Let's just use comments rather than like, so that we can switch between the two if we need to. So then we can say if I dot is in group map data, then append. Map nodes dot append I, and then same here because it's the same exact thing, and then it's still just going to return that, you know what I mean? Like, see, it's still looping through. I think that's okay. We will see. Reload state scene. Clear all this out. We get a lot of blank arrays. Yeah, that's not. Facility entry 1, node 2D. We get one node because there's only one node in the group right now. But what happens if I add more? So we do want to have these ones here. Add to group. We do want to add that tile map to the group. And we do want to add this one because we don't want them, they want to be considered as like not on the map. Like if we don't include those broken sections, then there'll just be like a gap where there shouldn't be. It'll tell the player that there's a secret there, which we don't want. So it really should be those three plus probably the doors as well. But we'll do a separate thing for the doors. I wonder if we can probably change the function to like get the group that we want. Okay, let's see if it returns the three things that did I save the scene? Also, like, I wonder if I'm affecting memory by like just opening up this scene and then never adding it to the tree. Dunno. And also like for map nodes. Array is equal to get map nodes. Print. Yeah, we only want to print the ones that we get back from this. Okay, cool. We've got the node 2D, but that feels wrong. Where else are we printing here? We're printing the level. Okay, so we've got tilemap layer 2, tilemap. I feel like I'm still missing this one. Tilemap layer 2, tilemap as a node. We are just getting that back, not both. Tile map layer 2. That's definitely that one, right? I feel like I'm still missing it. But these are technically the same thing. They're just yeah, two scenes of the same thing. So maybe there's a problem there that I'm gonna need to consider. Making them more unique? I don't know. Not sure. Either way, now that we have access to the tile map, we can go about trying to figure out what the hell we do with it. Okay, so now we have the tile map layer. We can get the pattern, probably. Tile map layer equals map nodes 0. And for the sake of simplicity, I'm actually going to take these guys out of the group. Oh, I put them in the door group. That's probably why I only saw one. Okay. That'll explain it. Groups, see? Okay, so we get the first one, and then can we get the map layer dot get pattern, and then we need the coordinates array of the pattern. How does a pattern work? Creates and returns a new tile map pattern from the given array of cells. No, okay. Get surrounding cells. Can we get a pattern? Like, can we get existing patterns? Get pattern, map pattern. Returns for the given coordinates in a tile map pattern, corresponding cell coordinates. If the pattern was pasted in the position coordinates, see pattern, set pattern. This map is required in half offset tile shapes. I mean, I can just get the size and iterate through it, but I think it'd be easier if I just... I don't know. Oh, it's morning time. Big stretch. Okay. We've done it. Okay, so the other option is the same thing we do here. We iterate over the level bounds, which is a pretty handy function. We just get the cell size. Actually, the grid map version of this would be better. Get level bounds plus offset cells. That's 0, okay. We could also do that, and that will give us the area to iterate over. So I'm pretty sure that's what I do, right? Like, this is my grid map. I'm iterating over the tile map. It's a little bit easier because it's in the scene. So I iterate over the... what do I call? I call construct map. And I get the level bounds, and then I set the map, and I pass in the bounds, and then I get the width and the height of the level, and I'm also logging how long this takes because originally it was really slow. Now it's really quick, so it's fine. But I'm getting the cells used. Do I even use the width and the height? Oh yeah, I do. I do still iterate over those because I do want to know if it's empty. But you can just get used cells. Tile map get used cells, and then I could just go over those. And what am I actually using that for? Oh, we're seeing if it's used here to say, yeah, okay. So then we've got, otherwise it's a wall. So if it's empty, we know that we can set it as a background block. Okay, so this pattern kind of works to like draw another one, but like if I'm gonna draw a separate tile map from this one, I need a tile set that's really basic and small. And also, I don't want it to be as detailed. That's the other issue. I guess I could literally look at boxes. I could have it. I wonder if, okay, so here's an idea. So if I just look at, and go say like this cell is used, this one isn't. And the empty cells get like a certain, like a blank. No, not the empty cells. Yeah, the empty cells, because the empty cells are like the blank space. So that's where the player can be. And the full cells are like walls. So I can make them be a certain kind of shape and make the empty cells. I still think that I'd get like a lot of detail, but like still probably pretty good. It'd just be square, right? Airplane. That could work, but I would need like a tile map. And then it will literally just be a grid. I reckon that's the play. So, I need a tile map, tile setter, and a sprite. It's really gonna be quite small, I think. I mean, still 16 by 16 is pretty small, but like we are literally going to be like 1 and 2 bits. So I'm going to make it like 8 by 8. I think that's fine. I guess let's just make it 16 by. Wait, what size do I want? 32 by 32 is fine. So we'll say like, let's just say like, blank cell. Yeah, black square, white square. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Well, I don't know. This is like a not black, but it's a color. Well, we won't do like black and white because it'll be like too much. In fact, realistically, the empty ones, no, I'm still in paint. Do like an outline. We'll eventually do, what I'll do is at some point, we can have it so, actually, yeah, we could just do, anyway, let's just go black and white for now. Where's the paint tool? Because I was like, I wonder if I can get the tile map patterns to work with this. That'll be my entire tile set. How will I know which one to do? I guess I will be able to get that information. I'll figure it out. Export as sprite sheet. Tile sets. Let's create a new folder. Minimap. Basic. Okay. So here we'll need to add our own tile layer, tile map layer. And we'll have to give it a new tile set. And we'll add all the way up here under assets, no, dialog manager, assets, tile maps, minimap, tile set. Yeah, fine, that's fine. Okay, cool. So we've got the black and white base tiles. Shift to create big tiles? Paint. Tiles. Tile set. Tile size is 8 by 8. Tile map, tile set, tile source, select. Texture region, 8 by 8. Wait, I didn't. What the hell? What size did I make this? I made it 16 by 16. The selection. Ah, okay, so I guess it's 16 by 16 as well, whatever. Okay. I thought it was 8 by 8. So then, how do I go? Why is it being such a pain in the ass? Terrains, tiles. There we go. Jeez. So yeah, we wanted to end up looking something like this, but like, and then eventually we'll make it look more complicated. You know. So we take that, and it's the funny thing is, like at 16 by 16, it's actually just the same size as the regular tile map, but it'll be displayed in a menu, so it'll be further away. You can make a super tile set with a handful of shapes and work with a combination to make a massive variety of textures and patterns and data. 2 by 2 permutation and 3 by 3 perms of combination, super handy and valuable. Yeah, I suppose, like, yeah. I wonder... Yeah, it makes me wonder, eh? Like if I took this tile set, or I took the tile set from this, I wonder if you could just like automatically replace all the tiles. Check out the maze link above. You can't share links on YouTube, I don't know why. So you have to share it on Discord. I unfolded it? Dude, I can't see it on my chat. Anyway. Yeah. When I make it procedural, transfer the big map into small map, that's what I'm doing. The other important thing is to consider here is the script starts with a 1x1 sprite unit and doubles it many times. This leads to better tile compression overall. Yeah, I suppose. Anyway, so we get the pattern. Get pattern call, expected one, doesn't matter. Let's get the bounds. We need to know how to iterate over this. And then we're going to iterate over the cells of the tile map that we got and translate it into our new tile map, which is bigger than I expected, but I suppose I could actually make this smaller if I wanted to. It's not really going to make a difference if it's just a single pixel, but I don't know. The darling at the moment that gets a lot of attention is wave function collapse. For tile layouts, I prefer the old maze cake layer approach. I'm bound by whatever Godot makes me use, which I don't even know. Probably the old-fashioned way. But it's really not that complicated. All we need to do, now that we've got the tile map layer, is to get the bounds, which I was looking at before, wasn't I? You can use either in Godot? Oh, there you go. I don't even know what I'm using. It's not... well, like, what does that even matter for? You know what I mean? Like, my patterns are just squares. You know? I want to get this function here, get level bounds. Because I've already written this function and I don't really want to write it again. And I want to put this... Okay, paste this in first. I want to put this at the top because it's the function we're calling. Everything else can go below.
Autism has arrived.
Autism has arrived. Autism was always here. It never left. We'll pass in the tile map. Welcome to the chat, Goosefat. Tile map layer. Okay, and then it wants a rect position, I guess. Return bounds, rect position, rect. Oh, it wants offset cells, which we actually don't need to put in. Okay, so we get the bounds of the rect. Or do we even need this? Can we just iterate over? Because we don't even care about unused cells. Or actually we do care about unused cells because we want those to be blank. I guess your other option is just to make a background, but I don't know. Now we know that's working. Okay, so now we get the map, we get that map, and then we get the level bounds, and we need to iterate over this and build our new tile map. And then do this for every single level. I'm building it up. So the plan is to like crawl through each tile map in every single level. We only have 3 at the moment. But we will start here and then we'll check the doors and see where they lead and then grab that and connect and keep drawing, basically. And so we're going to like sort of, eventually I think this will probably take a really long time, but like, I don't know what I'm seeing here, but about transferring the level time in small black and white bars for localized coordinates into it. I don't know what I'm missing here, but what about transferring the level tile map into small black and white tiles? For white for empty and localized coordinates into it. That's literally what I'm doing. You're ahead of the game. We haven't even got to that part yet because we don't even have the small black and white tile map. We're still getting there. That's going to take ages because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. We are in the new world of unknown. That is what we will do. See, we got black and white tile. And then we're going to loop through all of our levels and grab the tiles and build a map. And what we can do, even on top of that, is if we want it to be revealed as you explore, we can have something that covers it, and we can unclear it every time that you step on that block. You know what I mean?
Did you know forklifts cannot fly?
I had no idea. I've never seen a forklift in my life. Yeah, I suppose it would be easier just to get like the used tiles and then just have a white background rather than actually like color them in. I don't know. I guess coloring them in gives me more flexibility. Okay, so let's lock in because we've got about an hour left before I have to go to work. So, we've got the create minimap node. Now that we've got that, we want to pass that off to probably the another function, not the get level bounds function, but actually like the function like this one here where we loop over every single thingo. This function probably would work without like see, we get tile map, get use cells, and then we loop through the level bounds, and what we do is we get a platform block. This is not something we'll have to do here because this is a lot more detailed, because obviously we're trying to build the background out of the tile map. Now, for the map, we only care whether or not the cell is filled or not. So this loop doesn't need to be included. We just do the exact same thing here, where we get the cell, test if it's used. If it is, we use the white one, and if it is not,
did you know forklifts typically weigh between 1,300 kilograms and 9,000 kilograms?
Okay, well, the 1,300 I kind of believe, but the 9,000, it must be a fucking big one. Because that is crazy. That must be a really big forklift. The wheels would be as big as my head. Up to my head, not as big as my head. That'd be a small wheel. I think he's lifting your fork, yeah. So there's two things that we're going to pass in here. We're going to pass in the tile map. And then we get the width, the start time, that's fine. We can still log that, I guess. Did I not get the entire function? I think I missed some of the part at the end there. Map builder. Yeah. I mean, I suppose it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we'll pass in the tile map. Just tile map layer. And I suppose, yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, width, start time, that's fine. Cells, tile map, get used cells. And then what do we here? It's like get platform block, we don't need that. Okay, and depth, set cell item, set cell item. We don't want that because we're doing something else. ID, we want the ID. We don't need any of that. What we want to do here is just do a thing. Okay, so let's go close this. The background tile, yep. So we'll create another export variable. And we'll call it the map tile map. We'll call it minimap tile map. Okay. Pop this back out again. And here we are going to say tile map, minimap. Yeah, okay, so here's the question. How do we draw here? It's been a long time since I've done this. I actually made tutorials on how to like change tiles ages ago. Like literally it was one of the first ones. So do we have to go tilemap data dot append tilemap tile? Set tile? Set cell. Okay. So the coordinate would be cell. The source ID, atlas coordinates. These are all... Okay, so set cell, what does it do? Sets the tile identifier for the cell at coordinates. Each tile set is identified using 3 parts. The source ID identifies the tile set source. Tile set source ID. The atlas coordinate identifies the atlas coordinate. The tile set atlas. Ugh, my brain. The alternative tile identifies a tile alternative in the atlas. And the scene for the tile set source ID is set to -1. The cell will be erased, and the erased cell gets all of its identifiers. Okay, and we can do terrain correct as well. So we just need like a lot more information. Set cell, and we pass in the coordinates. The source ID identifies the tile set source. I'm such an American, I saw Monday, I was very confused. Yeah, it's Monday for me. Exposes a tile set source. Is index with 2 IDs, coordinate ID, and an alternative ID, named according to their alternative atlas class. I don't understand any of this shit. The atlas coordinate identifier, atlas chords, identifies tile coordinates in the atlas. This is the tile, right? Set source ID. Changes the source ID. What the hell is a source ID? I don't understand what a source ID is. Identifies a tile set source identifier. Exposes a tile set resource. Dude. I think it's this. Or is it this? Source ID 0, yeah. Okay. So it's this. So I could have multiples if I wanted to. And then I want the atlas. Here, this is source 0, and this is atlas coordinate 0, 1 and 1, 0. I want 0, 0 as well. Can I make a change to my little mini map here? Oops. I feel like you should probably watch out when I get my license. I mean, you're not going to be on any roads near me, so I don't need to be worried. I wonder if we could like make it like a pink where the player is. Something like that, we'll see. So I want to make just a... You're 1 comment away from being banned, Goosefat. What kind of game are we making? We're making a... We're making a Metroidvania. Map basic. Oh wait, we wanted to save that. Not save as, export. And then this comes back in. Okay, it's cool. Now we can say source 00 is that. We have a black and a white and a pink. All right, so we need to redo the tile map here. Tile set, setup, select all of them, paint. Dude, where am I? What the hell? Oh, it's up there. Where's 00? I couldn't find it. Press F. Ah, nice. Didn't know you could do that. And I've got this set to erase. Okay, cool. So now I can say 00 for the coordinate and 01 for the. So this is blank space. This is filled space. This is going to be where you are. Although to be fair, it's probably a lot easier if I just not redraw the tile map every time. I don't think that will be very good. But yeah, let's go here. And so set cell is the right function call.
Meow.
Meow. The source ID is 0. And the atlas coordinate is a vector 2i. I should probably define these up here. So we can say, so for a var filled cell, vector 2i is equal to vector 2i brackets. And so this is filled, which is white filled? I've forgotten what I was going to do. And then that's empty space. So we'll say that 01 is filled.
I'm gonna go disappear into the void.
Okay. And then an empty cell. This is vector 2i. And that's equal to vector 2 dot, well, I mean, I won't do 00, I just. Okay, so we've got those there. And then we can say that the atlas coordinate is a filled cell. And then this is an empty cell. And that should be it. That should just work. I've got a warning here. The local variable map layer 1 is declared never used. That's okay. We're about to use it with set map. Now, do we need to get the bounds? We do need to get the bounds. Could we get the bounds in this level? So if we pass in just the tile map layer, and then we can go var bounds, which is a rect 2i, which is equal to tile map layer, no, get bounds. Get level bounds, and then we pass in the tile map. And so it all just happens in one. Okay, so then we can set map. And once we get the map, we can go set map. And then we pass in map layer 1. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see what happens on the screen when I do that. Reload, save scene. Nothing. Nothing happens. What have we got in the app? Ooh, we got a lot of errors. Okay. Cannot create tiles outside the texture or tiles already present in the tile world would cover. Atlas has no tile set at 3.0. Atlas has no tile set at 3.0.2.0. Okay, cannot create tile. Tile is outside the texture. Interesting. Okay, so maybe I'm misunderstanding what I'm doing here. Tile, maybe set cell doesn't do what I think it does. Sets the identifiers of the cell coordinates of each tile set. Oh, maybe I'm in the wrong thing. Like, what is this? How do I do this? You know? Paint tile? I just don't know the function. That's just the wrong function to use. That's all right. We'll figure out which one. Get use cells, fixed invalid. I would have thought that set cell would be the one. Sets the identifiers for the cell coordinates, each of the tile set. Right, so that's probably not it. Set cell trot. We're building like set pattern, paste the pattern at the given position, set navigation, update internals, set cell. No, notify runtime, map to local, map pattern. Say is cell transpose, get use rec, get use cells, get pattern. Can we not paint via code? Surely we can do that. Is it the tile map layer that does that? Uses a tile uses a tile map which contains a lot of tiles, tile set, which are used to create grid-based maps, unlike the tile map node, which is deprecated. Tile map layer has only one layer of tiles and can use several map layers to achieve the same result as a tile map node. For performance reasons, all tile maps are batched at the end of the frame. Notably, this means that scenes from a tile scene collection source are initialized after their parent. Okay, to force an update earlier on, for performance accountability reasons, the coordinate serializer. I wonder if there's documentation on how to tile set, tile layout, add custom layer. This is like, not navigation layer. This is more to do with like placing the things down. Okay. Google is our friend. Tile map layer in code. Five years ago. Set cell. You need to run set cell on the tile map, not in the tree. But that's old doc. That's like the old thing, eh? Plus, isn't that what it called? Set cell. Sets the identifiers at the coordinates. Each tile of the set cell is identified in 3 parts. The source ID. Am I just like doing this wrong? The coordinates and the atlas coordinates. The atlas coordinates identify the tile coordinates in the atlas if the source is a tile set atlas source. The alternative, yeah, but like the first thing should be where it goes, so why couldn't it do that? I don't understand. Yeah, it should really be set cell. Set cell seems to be the... How do I use set cell 2 years ago? The answers we seek are on Reddit, always. I'm new to Godot, modifying. Okay, well, let's read the docs. I read the docs. The function signature sets the cell, thank you, nkazar. Set tile identifiers for the cell layer at the coordinates. Each of the tile sets is identifying the source identifier, the tile set source. Source ID is -1, yada yada yada. It's helpful. Oh, he just posted the documentation. Do I need... Have you checked the documentation? I've been reading the documentation. I struggled with runtime tile map modifications over the weekend, and I found the docs to be a little obtuse. Me too. Layer and coordinates are pretty self-explanatory. They're the layer of tile map you're on. And source ID represents the ID of the atlas. Atlas coordinates are specific to the tile. Alternative tile indicates... Ban this person. If you already have a cell in the tile map, you can get the information all set. Right, an existing tile on any given layer in the following. How goes the game making? We are struggling with set cell. Tile map, cell position. Get cell tile data. If tile data. Okay, this guy is like, I'm going to set it via code. Okay, I still can't work out why I got that error though. Okay, so it's saying that the tile set atlas has no tile at... The tile set atlas source has no tile at 3.0. So the tile is out, cannot create the tile. Tile is outside the texture. So I think I'm probably misunderstanding the order of things and where they need to be placed. So when I look at set cell, I think this is the coordinates. This is where the cell is going. But I'm guessing identifies the tile coordinates in the atlas. It should always be vector 0, 0. But then it says it can't. Did I just fill this out wrong? We go coordinates. I would still think that the coordinates are just like the cell. You know what I mean? Maybe I just get like a square. Doesn't it? At all these errors that I'm going to get. Cannot call method set cell on a null value. Huh? Minimap tile data. Oh. Is that what the problem was all along? It seems to have finished. Hold up. Okay. It's working. So we get this, but we don't want to include this, and we don't want to include this. And then I don't know if we should invert it or not. I also kind of want to like, I kind of want to not include like floating stuff. Like I just want the walls, but like, I don't know how you do that. I think you would just like reduce the fidelity somehow. You somehow reduce the fidelity. Okay, so that's just one side of the challenge, right? Also, we need to, whenever we create this, we need to clear. So we have to go tile, minimap tile map layer. Turns out I just didn't set that. Clear, right? That we get a fresh one. So now what we want to do is actually go for I in map nodes and add this in here, and then just go I. Actually delete that and just pass in I. Okay, and that should give us the doors, I think, and stuff like, so we don't have these bits here that are like secrets that you're not supposed to know about. Oh, yeah, that's kind of a problem, eh? So what it's doing is it doesn't realize where they are in the world. So there's no like, we have to like take into account their position offset, and I don't know how you do that actually. Put that on the back burner for now. We can just take them out of the group. Because we'd also need to, because I'm pretty sure these ones take into account like an offset and everything. Like we're gonna have to like do more work essentially, because they don't like physically fit. Honestly, not too sure. Get a list of every sprite in the scene and spit out their X and Y to a file just to debug so you can review and or massage it. I don't know. Like I kind of know where this is going to be. Like I could just get its position, right? But and then I just offset it by that amount. And I pass that into the function, because this one here will be at 0, 0, right? Position 0, 0. The other problem is like this is not going to have a position in relative to anything. Like its transform, its position is -8. You know what I mean? Because I have shifted it up 8 tiles so that it fits. But yeah, the other thing we need to consider is getting the other levels and like using them and adding them in, essentially. Level manager minimap. However, we've made a pretty good start on this, so we know we can do this to create like a minimap. So when we do this, get level bounds, we can bound size X. Where are we placing this? So we set the cell. We just need to know like the exact cell position that it's going to be in relation to, because we're going to have this problem. We're going to need to take into account an offset, because like even if we grab the next level, what we need to understand is that when we do that, we need to understand its position in relation to whatever, you know. So I wonder, so as we're doing this map nodes thing, okay, we also probably want to get the doors as well. So because we want to iterate through those doors and add, like, create levels, right? Get level, right? And have this just go on until it does everything. So we need to have it like nested. So the question is, does global position matter here? So if I get a node, you know, I get this map, I wonder if I can get the offset. Get position offset. And then it's going to take a node. And we'll say that, so what we want to do is go like node dot global position. I'm kind of curious. Is that even something that I'm going to be able to find? I took them off the group as well. That's stupid. I'm back in. Because we are going to need to understand this, because if we want other levels to show up, we need to get an offset. Yeah. Add this back. Map data. Map data. Save scene. Minimap. No, doesn't want to be in that group. Scene. Reload save scene, because tool scripts are kind of funky like that. I'm not doing anything with that yet, but it's 0. Oh, so its global position is -8. That's not really helpful for us, because obviously, I mean, that does tell us, you know, it does need to be shifted up or down by 8 pixels. What we also need to do is know that where it is in relation to our first map, right? I guess you would look at the parent as well. This is really not very good here. Because you would expect it to be this as well. You know, 164 or whatever pixels. Oh, we could get the parent, but like... You know, now that I think about it, why isn't this just a parent map tile node? Why is it a static body anyway? Like, shouldn't the tile map can block the player's movement? How do I even animate this, by the way? I don't even know. Oh, I've got the, like, the fake frame, and then there's the tile map here, which can actually prevent the player from moving. But I don't think it's set to collide. It does collide. It's using the exact same tile map as well. I think this could really be the scene route for this. The only problem is, like, I'd have to, like, change all of this. Would this still work if this was not a static body and this was instead a tile map? I don't think I'm using anything static body specific. I'm changing the collider. So I could just go physics enabled false, but we've got the ID, get RID, that's fine, that's all gonna work. Physics process, if decay remaining, get noise offset, get noise offset. Yep, health container 0. I guess, what am I doing here? Like, when I destroy, how am I just turn off the collision layer mask. Okay, that's fine, alright. Could even just leave the script on that. Make this the scene route. It's like, why is it angry? The root of this node scene is not recommended to be transformed. Yeah, I agree. This probably breaks a lot of stuff, eh? Let's see what I've done. It's facing the wrong way, by the way. Wait, okay, I can't see shit because this navigation region is in the way. This is here. It just it losed all its thing. I have to paint it back on. Is that what's going on here? It's also flipped around the wrong way. Flip. Wait, what the hell? All these collision shapes are super annoying. So this... Wait, I should be able to, like, influence that. You know? Like that should, am I clicking on the wrong one? Jesus. I am clicking, sorry, I picked there. I'm such an idiot. Okay. And then you just have to redraw it. Okay, so yeah, for sure, like we need to offset this probably by 8 back the other way. Doesn't really matter, I suppose. And then the position of this can come forward to 1, 2, 4, 8. And then basically the purpose of this is to cover up. It's a little bit tedious, but it sort of just allows you to say like here, this should be like a length here, and this needs to be a corner in order to like actually conceal that there's something here. If I can find the right tile. No, away. Yeah. Right, and then the rest is just black. So you can just sort of make it so that you can't tell that there's something here, and it gets covered up. Right. And then up here. Line this up, 1, 4, 5, 6. This one is a lot bigger. It's actually kind of annoying. At least it's easy to conceal. Okay, and then the rest is all black. So we can go to do the square one. And there's a door, there's a space over here on the other side that you get out from, which is super easy to conceal. Okay, so they're back and covered up. Let's just make sure they still work. They don't. Gen ID. Invalid. Okay, so ID based on object nil. Okay, so something that will be a problem with changing the root is this queue-free here. I guess we can just, to get around this, get parent.queue-free. I think this is just for the block walls, yeah, so this should be fine. The tracks are all broken from the looks of it. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, we get it. Every time you want to send us like a warning that this don't work. What part of it is broken? Oh, the tile map modulates. Okay, fine. Whoa, keep that there. I just don't care. I'm just gonna... Collision enabled? Yeah, well, we do want that. Physics. And then you turn it off like that. Are you happy now? Invalid access to ID nil. And that is because the ID gen broke. And in order to fix that, we actually have to go here because they need to be unique. So we click in this and then we go new generator. And then we generate an ID. Same with this one here. Yeah, okay, let's see. How much is still broken? The background, because I turned it off because it's annoying. Okay, yeah, because I never actually told it to disappear. But everything else works. Not reset, destroy. It should be pretty much instant. And I don't know if this will even fix my problems. Not a big deal if it doesn't. I just wasted 10 minutes. Okay, so everything here is normal. Add that back in. Okay, so now, does it give me the correct offsets? And are they still in even the groups? Are they in the groups? Probably not, because I completely changed it. So add that to map data, add that to map data. Probably not, eh? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, actually, you know what? I think it's okay. Kind of weird how they're exactly the 208 above and below. That's kind of funny. Get position offset. Okay, so we can get the position. Now, where do we actually determine the position? So this is the width and the level bounds and stuff like that. The width and the height, they do influence that, but we need to be adding the offset probably in the cell. So J and height, we want to just loop through it naturally. The position we want to manipulate. So here, where we set the cell, actually, not even there, where we actually put the cell in, because here, we're still just like testing to see if it's filled. So we're going to get a false result if we choose the wrong spot. So we still want it to be 0, and then we just want to set the cell to be on an offset position. So here we want to get the offset and determine that. We could probably just figure it out within this script, like this function here. We don't need to like have it stored anywhere else. We have access to the tile map data, right? But not the node. So wait, what's the difference? We're still just passing it through, so that's fine. So get position offset. We want it to return a vector 2. We'll just cast it to that. We'll probably get a warning. Equals node dot global position. To vector 2i. I mean, I guess you can just go like 2i, and then you just bracket that in from vector 2. It should not complain too much, and then you just return position offset. Okay, so we get position offset here. To vector 2i, and it's equal to get position offset, and it wants the node, which is the tile map, right? And then here we add the position offset to the cell position, I guess. That should just work, right? It shouldn't really be too much more complicated than that. I still want to see this position offset in their printouts. Invalid access to global position on base type tile map layer. Okay, that's fine. Why? Set map. We're just passing a node. I guess we can get it in advance. We can pass it in. Tile map layer. Invalid access. Tile map. Okay, well, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Am I passing the wrong... No, it doesn't matter. Anyway. Offset. Vector 2i. Equals get position offset. And we go with I. And then we pass that in. Because that was working before for some reason. I. I'll just comment that out. Okay. What was it doing before that? That this worked on for some reason. What the hell? Why is it like not happy all of a sudden? Just Control Z back to where we were. If we have enough in the buffer. I made a lot of changes. No, I think I'm gonna run out. Print node.global position. Get position offset. This is how it was. And now I'm getting errors. It was working before. I think I've got back too far. Yeah, am I crazy? Scene, reload, save scene. Invalid access to property global position on base object type tilemap layer. Okay, that's just plainly not true. What is going on? Everything has a global position. See also global position. Thanks for the show. My planet needs me. I also need to get off soon. Have a good day. Dude, what the frick? I'm gonna have to go like VOD watch. Why is this working? Not working all of a sudden. What is the warning here? No, it's no static type. Okay, so it's a node, by the way. Position. There's no... Am I crazy? Okay, so position, not global position. Maybe that's only available in the game when the game's running. Okay, that's fine. Put it all back. So, the new offset is a vector 2 is I is equal to vector 2i brackets node dot position, and then return that. Return vector to I. Okay, and then all the way down here, we'll just grab that variable again. Get position offset. We pass in the tile map layer. Tile map. Watch it error out again for like no reason. And then we add that. Okay. Save and then reload save scene. I get a bunch of errors. Tile set atlas source no tile, is it? Why does it do that? Okay, well it's somewhere else, but it's not here. Did I? We're still gonna need to, where's the ruler? There's a ruler tool, isn't there? This is still like 1200 pixels. Because it is the exact same. But the position is actually... the cell is not... we need to divide it by the cell size. That offset. That offset needs to be divided by the cell size. And then this here, where we go, it wants a cell size, and this is going to be the minimap tool cell size, I think. Because we need to know its relation to, or position minimap. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because it's the same at the moment. So I'm going to get the same result no matter which one I choose. Size. What's the name of the property? Oh, it's .tileset.tileSize. Okay. Minimap dot tile set dot size. I'm guessing tile size. Okay. Save, reload, save scenes. Last attempt, and then I'm gonna call it for the day. Don't know why I keep getting those errors. Invalid operands vector 2i and surely we can do that. And then vector 2i offset. That kind of works. Here it works. There it's... I mean, it looks really messed up, actually. So we're on the right track. You know why? Because there's no door. That's why this one doesn't work, because the door is actually like blank. We could probably set that up. We could fix that, probably. Just put black behind it. Or, yeah. Could even do that. So that gets filled in. So that one works. And then this is like, this is completely fucked up for strange reasons. I don't know why, but I guess we're on the right track in terms of building this. And then the real challenge will be making it smaller than the current map. And also, I don't want the platforms and stuff to be visible. I don't care about that. Okay. That is it for today. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it.